back to Sunrise, and thank you so much for making it CVM. It's Miss Kitty and Heidi.
Yes.
On a Holy Thursday. Happy Holy Thursday. And if today is your birthday, happy birthday to you. If you're celebrating your anniversary, happy anniversary to you.
Happy birthday, Sister Sophia. I didn't forget.
Hi,
Thank
Sister
you very
Sophia.
much. Yes,
Good morning to
Today's
you.
your birthday.
Good. Well, guess what, guys? It's time to head into the world of wonder, where every child's story deserves to be seen, heard, and colored in joy. In this Kids Unfiltered, we're meeting Malikah Peart, Agile, right? She's an Agile leader by day, inclusive author by heart, along with Kaylee and Amira, to talk about a beautiful book that's redefining representation, celebrating uniqueness, adventures of all abilities. Good morning, beautiful ladies.
Good morning.
How are you? Yes, so no, you see them cute, sir. And these are the reasons why. You understand?
Yes.
Them just activate your ovaries. And them something in a life when you try your best to say, Father God, you see, I know. When you look at these cute babies, then you just want to. But Malikah, thank you so much for being here with us. And I really am interested. Coloring is a part of our childhood. Did everybody have them coloring book and you have your crayons? Talk to me about, adventures of all abilities and what gave you the inspiration to do this project.
All right, well, good morning. Thank you for having me. Yes. I was born with a disability, and when I was growing up, I did not see myself in any coloring book, any storybook, and a few years ago, I had the idea to say, why? What can I do about that?
Yes.
And I originally started by wanting to do a story, and then I had writer's block, and I was talking to a friend, and the idea of a coloring book came up. And so I just sort of took it from there and chose some physical disabilities to represent, and I wanted to make sure that they were represented in everyyday life.
Yes, and in a positive way.
In a positive way.
And the fact that you took it from a personal experience exemplifies, because you're connected to it passionately.
Yes.
Because we would often see, while we were coloring as youngsters, any book with disabilities.
I've never seen one.
I've never seen one. The first of its kind. But and ladies, you can start coloring, sweeties. You can take out your crayons and start to color, pick a page and color as you go along. But Malikah, talk to me a little bit about the response that you've got from children, from parents, from even schools.
The response has been overwhelming, in that I knew that it was an underserved and a need, but I didn't realize how many persons would be like, it's like a light bulb goes on when you talk to people. They're like, never actually thought about that before. So it's been really good. The Digital Foundation bought some copies, and they were really passionate about it as well. So, I was really very grateful for the support so far. I haven't spoken to anybody who's like, oh, I don't think that's a good idea. Everybody I've spoken to is like, that's really a really good idea.
Nice.
I want to know, was it deliberate? Because I realize it's not only highlighting disabilities, it's showing abilities in joyous moments. I see sports, this youngster winning a race. Was it deliberate?
It was very, very deliberate, because I felt that persons with disabilities are often represented like poor thing, and I really wanted to change that narrative, because that was really not my experience growing up. I had a really good childhood, and so I wanted to make sure that people understood that persons with disabilities are normal people.
Yes.
It is normal, and to just make sure that they're represented doing things that they love to do, and things that they can do, and things that they win at as well.
What kind of disabilities do you cover in the coloring book?
So I cover physical disabilities mostly. Physical disabilities, and it ranges from things like achondroplasia, which we would know as dwarfism.
Okay.
It covers things like brachial plexus injury, which is the injury that I had. I had that at birth. It covers hemophilia, which is an amniotic band syndrome. So some of these things are things that are completely unavoidable, right? So like amniotic band syndrome is where in utero a band forms around a limb, and it cuts off circulation to that limb, so the limb sort of basically just disappears. And so that person is left without a part of their limb. And so it covers like arthrogryposis. It covers so many different
So not only are we coloring, but we're learning words too.
We're learning
Yes.
And,
words, so-
and I love that, you know, Malikah, because sometimes the unknown is so oftentimes what is off-putting or removes that connectivity. So if I know the name of the disability, I don't call it by pejorative terms. I
Right.
know the proper name to call it.
Exactly.
And then I can say, oh, that's I
Yes,
understand.
exactly.
And it also helps me to be able to, you know, lend a hand to
Yeah,
be compassionate.
definitely,
So I really love that.
Speaking of lend a hand, I want to ask you quickly, how can persons, organizations help you to highlight and amplify your work?
Well, one, they can reach out to me. I'm very willing to donate some of these books to various organizations, because I think I really want the messaging to go out there. I want it to be in schools, because it's not just for persons with disabilities, but for those who don't have disabilities, so they can understand.
Yeah.
And so, you know, sometimes when children don't know, they can, you know, make fun of a person or without
No,
having
Jamaica
that-
brutal, Malikah.
Yeah.
No, come on,
Yes,
no, but
yes,
a petite
trust
up
me.
girl.
Yes,
Remember, we're a nice boy here,
Yeah.
about certain things.
Trust me.
And I'm very
Yeah.
happy. I'm happy
Yeah.
that you're starting with children,
Yes.
because you see, they say a child should lead them. IT. And when you start from this embryonic stage, when Amira grow big, she'll understand, and I think will be more inclined to be compassionate and empathetic.
Definitely, because there's a stage at which, there's a point at which children don't realize that there's a difference, and then they understand that there's a difference, and they're curious. And I think that we sometimes shy away from letting them be curious and understand what's happening, and so we start to say, no, don't say anything.
Yes.
You know, and I think that it's important to have these conversations, because it's sort of like you shy away from it, and you sort of keep the person with a disability in the dark, instead of bringing it forefront and allowing them to have a conversation and explain what's happening.
Well, as beautiful as you are, the yellow is shining bright. Amira, let me see
Thank
your
you.
color.
And they're using blue.
Let me see. And purple.
Both
I see the
Kaylee's
purple
in
and
blue.
yellow. Kaylee, let me see yours. Show, Auntie. Let me see. Okay, let's hold it up so that everybody at home can see your photo. Hold up your
Hold
sweetie
up,
pie. Show it up. Okay, I love this. Guys, please get your child one of these coloring books. It's called Celebrating Uniqueness, Adventures for All Abilities.
For all abilities.
Every child should have one, and adults too. Because sometimes when you bring out the child in you, you'll smile more and stop bad mind. You understand? Yeah.
What's the
Smile
number?
more.
What's the number again?
Yeah.
The number is 575-5634.
575-5634. Thank you very much, Malikah, for coming in. Big thanks to Malikah Peart, Kaylee, and Amira for reminding us that every child deserves to shine. If you want to win a copy of Celebrating Uniqueness, here's your chance. Just hop over to our IG or WhatsApp group and name a disability featured in the book. Listen, we just list a number of them. We have 3 copies up for grabs, and you can win one of them this morning. All right, after the break, it's your morning news with
I'm coloring.
TK. Stick and stay.